organizations need agility. But they have had very mixed success in using so-called Agile methods. That is partly because early approaches championed by the Agile community have not been effective. And too often, organizations are blamed for not having an Agile culture, with little advice on what that is or how to get it. The good news is that many in the Agile community have evolved. Newer Agile ideas are informed by leadership theory, cognitive science, behavioral psychology, and just plain common sense. Absurd extremes and dogma are being replaced by more nuanced understanding. Here we will contrast early simplistic Agile thinking with more mature Agile approaches, epitomized by Agile 2.
Agile teams should self-manage.
Teams need the right kinds of leadership. Not autocratic leadership, but not hands-off leadership either. Leadership comes in many forms and from many sources, but it must be present. Architecting teams requires ensuring that the right kinds of leadership are in play about each important category of issues.
Teams should self-organize.
Teams need oversight and assistance to get organized. Self-organization often does not work. An inner circle forms. Leader-member exchange theory tells us that empowering people does not mean that you don't lead them. What a team needs is leadership that is inclusive, empowering, fair, knowledgeable, and inquisitive. In short, transformational leadership. In her book, Accelerate, researcher Nicole Forsgren explains how the data proves this.
Managers are there mainly to remove impediments for teams.
Managers play a crucial role in setting strategy, establishing boundaries, making sure that teams are functioning well, and that inter-team coordination is occurring. Eliminating managers does not solve the bad boss problem. That can only be solved by creating a generative and constructive culture.
If Agile is not working, your culture is probably the problem.
Culture is often an issue, but blaming culture is not helpful. What aspect of culture? Just calling out culture or mindset is vague and is not actionable. To address culture, you have to understand what culture is. Agile 2 is informed by organizational culture theory.
The Scrum product owner should write user stories.
The product owner role makes no sense. We need product managers, and a product manager should be spending their time on product strategy, not writing detailed specs for each feature. In addition, we need product design teams. Somehow, in the rush to be more agile, we have displaced real product design.
All teams should use test-driven development.
Test-driven development is a very low-level testing strategy. We also need continuous automated testing at all levels of a product and the enveloping product platform suite. Data has shown that for today's distributed systems, most problems are integration-related.
The focus should always be on the team.
There are usually many teams, and they are not all the same. Machine learning is an example. We need intelligent approaches for how to link teams together. Also, individuals matter too. DevOps, Lean, Flow, and operations research encourage us to focus on the end-to-end value stream, not team silos.
Teams define their own data. They don't have time to wait for data architects.
Actually, we need agile data architects. That is, data architects who operate as team members. Then we will actually be able to make sense of the data in our data lakes.
Collaboration is the key to everything.
Collaboration is essential, but so is focus. We need to make focus the default so that people's normal work setting is conducive to focus. Collaboration needs to be encouraged, but not imposed. Collaboration yields connections between ideas, which is valuable and important, but research shows that the deepest insights come from private thought. Both collaboration and focus are equally important. We must not sacrifice one for the other.
I am certified in 3 different Agile scaling frameworks.
Frameworks are a great source of process ideas, but you can't scale creative work just by defining processes. The main problem to be solved to scale is how to lead lots of groups of people, and how to identify cross-team issues and deal with them as they arise. Agile has changed. As Jeff Patton has said, when people say Agile today, they mean something different today than they did in 2001. It's come to mean something else. Today's Agile ideas are a lot more mature than the original ones. Agile coaches who embrace new Agile ideas are more effective. Agile 2 tries to aggregate these newer ideas.
Wow, I guess I had better get up to date.